some of the reasons why I've seen and I've experienced why when I was not making millions in my business, those are some of the reasons why. And these are some of the things I still see today because I talk to a lot of small business entrepreneurs and I understand where they are specifically because I've been there. So I know like what are some of the hurdles and the things that are holding you back. Like these are some of the things that are holding you back, right? If you take real notes of these things and stop, change your mindset about believing that you have to work harder to make a lot of money. You can make money easier and working less. Think outside the box and be strategic and leverage the opportunities that are already there instead of trying to force your marble like I'm just want to sell this marble to the government like or to a premium buyer. Well, what if they're not buying marbles, but maybe they're buying sticky notes, right? So can you do that? Well, shoot, yeah. Or but believe it or not, most entrepreneurs are like, well, I can't sell. I'm not going to sell sticky notes because all I have is these marbles, right? And literally, I'm using this as an illustration, but this is the real stuff that really happens. All I have is these marbles, but they want to buy $500,000 of sticky notes. Well, it's a thing. This is a thing, and this is a thing. This is a product, and this is a product. It's a thing and a thing, right? You can a person that sell marbles can also sell sticky notes. And literally I've seen $250,000 contracts for sticky notes, right? So you just have to keep an open mind, do the math and do what makes sense, right? Sell the value. They're already buying, get in position. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of share with you some of the reasons why I've seen and I've experienced why when I was not making millions in my business, those are some of the reasons why. And these are some of the things I still see today because I talk to a lot of small business entrepreneurs and I understand where they are specifically because I've been there. So I know like what are some of the hurdles and the things that are holding you back. If you take real notes of these things and stop, change your mindset about believing that you have to work harder to make a lot of money. You can make money easier and working less, right? You don't have to exchange time for dollars. And really think about the market. Like if you've been doing this thing, this thing called business for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, for some even 20 years, and you have not hit that $1 million a year mark, it's simply because you're selling to the wrong market. And it could be simply because of a collection of all these different things. So you have to think about what market can I pivot to, or also investing money. You have to think about investments from that perspective of return on your investment, getting a return on anything that you're able to exchange your dollars for. Making sure that it's going to bring you back money, right? Instead of buying things that does not make sense, right? And then just do the math. When you do the math, it will begin to make sense. I didn't always have money. Like, honestly, I did not. I used to look at opportunities and wish that I had the money to do it. However, we all have money, right? Well, we just don't know that we have it or don't see it as opportunities to have money. It's just that you don't know. Like, so I remember it wasn't until I started thinking about not what I don't have, but what I'm willing to be resourceful to get, right? Meaning this, and trust me, I know that sometimes it ain't looking right. My account is negative. It ain't looking right. My credit cards are maxed out. It ain't looking right. How do I get out of this hole so I can start doing these things that I aspire to do? Where do I start? Well, you have to start where you are. Well, there's opportunities out here. There's grants that are available for small business entrepreneurs, right? Free money. Like you have to really fill out the applications and, get your paperwork in order so that you can qualify for some of these grants. Over the past 2 years, it's been so many different free grants. I'm talking about 10,000, 20,000, 25,000, 50,000, 10,000, like all these different grants that's been floating around. Even if it's $2,000, that's enough, right? For you to be able to do something that's going to bring you back a return on your investment. The other thing is credit. A lot of times most entrepreneurs overlook the fact that you can actually begin to leverage credit in order to get out of the hole, right? You have to be able to be resourceful in all these different ways, right? Credit is king, credit is everything. And we've been taught that credit is a bad thing. Don't use credit. But guess what? Rich people that's stupid rich, they use credit. They don't even use their own money. You have to get into using other people's money to get ahead. Well, what happens? Right? So just think like this. Look, I'm a solutionary, right? And that's a word that I made up because I'm always looking for a way around, right? The hurdle or a solution to the problem, right? Most people just think I can't, like the disempowering things. I can't, I don't, it's impossible, all these different things. So I'm always looking at, well, what can you do to get out of that situation? You always have to think from that perspective, right? So if you have bad credit and you're not in a position to leverage your credit, then you have to fix it. Fix it. Like literally, you can fix bad credit. I've done it multiple times. Like I've done it multiple times just from lack of knowing how to use credit. I went crazy when I did get it and was back in my same situation. So I had to actually dig myself out of that situation again, right? And you become smarter by experience. And so if credit is something that you're not able to leverage, fix it. You can fix it by do it yourself, right? Put in the time to do it yourself, right? Because it will be the game changer. When you fix your personal credit, now you're able to access $20,000 credit cards and $10,000 credit cards to be able to get in the game. You have to get into the game, right? Business credit. If you have a business and you have not started building business credit, then start, right? Because business credit, of course, in the beginning, there's an investment. You have to invest in small monthly expenses so that you can get that business credit score up. But after a few months, now you begin to get in the game because it goes from having these vendor accounts to now you can access business credit cards, and then you can eventually access business loans and funding, right? But you got to get into the game, right? And so there's ways around different things. Like we spend money on all type of stuff. We shop, we pay car notes. Sometimes you got to just pull back. There was a time in my life where I was just so overwhelmed with just bills and expenses and all these different things that there were liabilities. They did not bring me money. I had to go bankrupt. Like I didn't file bankruptcy, but I literally have to just cut it off, jack my credit up to start all over and rebuild, right? I had to do that because I wanted to stop spending money out here and start spending it or investing it in things that's going to help me get in the game.